Leadley, Chief Workforce Economic Development Officer, is joining us. Rob, welcome. Chef Beland, Culinary Program Director and Executive Chef at the Detroit Country Club, also joining us today. Thank you both for coming in to talk with us a little bit. I have a special connection, as we've been talking about, through to the college here. My late son, we established a culinary scholarship here at Schoolcraft because he came to school here. He was here for about a year and then went on to work at Slow's Barbecue in Detroit as their pitmaster there. But when I toured the campus here, I brought him here because I wanted him to see the culinary program. I said to him when we left, we were driving away, I said, you know what, if you don't go to this school, I will. I was so deeply impressed by the culinary program. There's so much to talk about. But Rob, let's talk with you a little bit first as the Chief Workforce and Economic Development. A big part of what happens here is trying to get your students into the workforce, right?
Absolutely.
And I swear there's not a restaurant that you go into, here in the metro area at least, that you don't see somebody from Schoolcraft or meet somebody from Schoolcraft there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think probably anywhere in the state of Michigan, you might be able to find a Schoolcraft chef working at a restaurant. That's been my experience.
So what are the special challenges of, working with, obviously the employers to get your people, your students who graduate from here into those jobs?
I think there's a lot to it, particularly in the culinary arts world. There's a great need for chefs out there. And we do a great job, and Chef Beland will be able to address this a little bit more directly with our students. But I think we do a great job of preparing them. 2 years here, and students are really seeing real world experiences.
Yeah.
Chefs, as you mentioned, Chef Beland did the Country Club in Detroit. It's another job, which is amazing. And he brings real world experience, just like all of our other chefs do, to our kitchens here. The students run a restaurant here. They're involved day to day with our operations, anything from ordering the food to serving the food. They learn everything in between. It's a complete operation.
Chef, if we could talk also to, I want to get your take. Obviously, there's so much to talk about with the culinary program. I just would like to say, every time I come here, from the very first visit to subsequent visits, it's serious business here. Culinary school is serious business.
It is, it's a hands-on profession, and the only way to really get the education is to be hands-on. So our program really focuses on getting the students into the kitchen. We try and mock up longer work days, so they're building a little bit of endurance, being on their feet. Hands-on working at the ranges, individual stations, individual student responsibilities to accomplish their task in an appropriate timeline and meet a service deadline. So anywhere from our introductory classes, our Culinary 103, up through our second year program, getting into the restaurants and running international dinner buffets or American regional a la carte restaurant at lunchtime. The whole program is focused on getting the students in the kitchen, knives in hand, high quality food products in hand, and trying to mock up that work day from day one until the end of the program. And even working in our Culinary 290 class with internship programs, training the students out to get real life experience. It's kind of, I think one of our challenges is students today kind of focus on school, and really in the culinary arts, you got to really focus on school and on-the-job experience, and really the true learning comes together to put both those two pieces together, so they're getting the technical skills at a little bit slower pace in the classroom, where they get one-on-one feedback and individual skill assessment from the instructors. And then they also need that experience out in the workforce, getting that hustle and bustle of tickets coming in and the pressures of day to day, and having accomplished a lot more. So really, that's where the true learning to me, I think, comes in when we put both those two pieces together.
And while you're talking about the long work hours and putting the food out, what I'm always impressed with, that's being done where these students, are dressed in, their white uniforms. Everything has to be clean. Everything has to be meticulous. The knife skills have to be on point. I've even heard you check the garbage to make, to see what's going into the garbage, to see that people aren't throwing mistakes away, because part of that has to do with, the economy of a kitchen. And so, I mean, this is a very disciplined area of study.
It is, in this industry, we're working on very small margins, so every little bit, you mentioned the waste, the byproduct, right? That's all important to us, that you can't waste a lot of product. You start cutting and throwing away pepper tops and ends of carrots, all of a sudden, that adds up to a case of peppers when you start getting out in industry and you're producing large quantity. Also, that's $35, $50 per case of vegetable that adds up really, really quick, and that's your margins in this industry. So yes, we're checking those things day in, day out, and we're monitoring those ourselves to make sure we're efficient in the program and doing the right things financially for the program to reinvest those dollars appropriately for the students.
We also want to let listeners know that you can come here and eat. So tell us about is it the American Harvest?
It's the American Harvest Restaurant.
Yeah.
So we run a lunch service, which is more of an a la carte traditional sit down, receive a menu. That restaurant, we change our menus every single day, so the students are cooking different dishes from cuisines across the United States, so they can kind of touch on whether it's Midwest, Northeast, Southeast, Southwest cuisine, all those. We try and focus on that. That's open 3 days a week during the school year, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for lunch. And then at nighttime, we run our international buffet service where we take global cuisines, cuisines of Central Europe, the Mediterranean. There's 2 weeks of Mediterranean where we break that into Western Mediterranean, so Spain, Southern France, Italy. Another week that's Eastern Mediterranean, so Greece, Middle East, North African. Then we do a Latin American week, and we do an Asians week. So we try and focus and, we try to stay as authentic as we can, bring in the right products, work with the right ingredients, really theme those menus around it so they get a taste of the global palate.
I've eaten here several times, student prepared food, and you would never know it was student, I'm doing air quotes, prepared food, because it is absolutely delicious and as good as you would get just anywhere. Rob, tell me a little bit about what you hear back from students. I know you keep in touch with students who are out in the world.
Yeah.
So how do they report back?
Well, I think there's a couple things, and maybe I'll just touch on the food here just for a moment, because we also have a craft grill. So our craft grill is part of our brewing and distilling technology program.
Yes,
but it's also connected to our culinary operations and culinary arts program as well. So a lot of our people that graduate from our program move over to culinary operations and provide food for the grill and for all the other conference events that we do here. So that's another place that's open, and that's open Monday through Friday from 11 to 9. Just wanted to let you know that as well. It's very important. But in terms of our students, we do get feedback from them. It's part of our process in every program that we run. We get graduate feedback, and the feedback always comes back is, the faculty are excellent. I don't know if you know this, but there's 75 certified master chefs in the country, and about 10% of those work for Schoolcraft. They have taught here.
Whenever I talk about you on the air, I talk about that point right there, because that's easy for people to understand. A master chef is the top, it's the Oscars of, the culinary world, and you have the most here at Schoolcraft College.
We do, and on top of that, we're the school where people come to get certified as a certified master chef. So every year or two, we have the exam here. It's a rigorous exam, and I'm sure Chef Beland, he's been in charge of a lot of this over the years. Used to be done at the Culinary Institute of Arts in New York City, and now it's been here since 2017, I think.
17.
Yeah. So every master chef that's been certified has come through Schoolcraft College. We're proud of that, and I think that those chefs that have gone through that process and are teaching here are just amazing chefs, and they bring that real world experience and the excellence in cooking and all that discipline that you mentioned earlier. It's almost like, we're going to talk to our Public Safety Training Center dean in a few minutes, and it's really almost a paramilitary environment here.
No, it absolutely is. The first time I visited, and I saw all these people walking in, with the whites on, and then they were all carrying briefcases, and they came in and they opened the brief, and there's the knives, and then they took the hat out. It was really, really impressive. I can't thank both of you enough for coming to talk with us. Dr. Robert Leadley is Schoolcraft College Chief Workforce and Economic Development Officer. Chef Brian Beland is the Schoolcraft College Culinary Program Director and Executive Chef at the Country Club of Detroit. And once again, the restaurant here is open. Look it up online. Come in and visit. Great food. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back here on WJR.